everybody, welcome back to Beginnings with B. My name is B and thank you for joining me on this journey towards financial freedom. And happy 2026. As part of this video, I'm going to be setting up my yearly budget sheet to get ready for the year, and we'll be making our budget for January. So this is the budget sheet that I use. It is available on my Etsy if you are interested. This first page has some instructions just on how to use the sheet, but I'll go through it and explain it for you. This first tab is going to be the yearly spread. So it's got all of the months across the top and all of our spending categories down the side. Everything on this sheet will automatically calculate from our monthly sheets, and it just makes it easy if you want to compare numbers month to month. If you prefer to not look at numbers, but instead prefer to look at visuals, these yearly visuals will update as well, pulling from the monthlies as we update them. As we go through, we're going to be working mainly in our monthly tabs, as well as the main tab we're going to utilize is our sinking fund tracker, and I will explain more about this when we get to it. So let's just jump right into the month of January. I prefer the strategy of budgeting 1 month ahead, meaning all of my income from the previous month is what I use for the current month's expenses. So in the month of January, I am actually going to be entering my income from December. This strategy just works better for me. I always have a surplus of money in my account, so I make sure my bills are getting paid on time. It also helps with budgeting because I know I have a fixed value of money to spend, and I'm not estimating for any hypotheticals or what I think I'll be making. I can just start with one number and subtract from there. If that doesn't work for you, feel free to just budget as you go per month. So I'm going to start. My first paycheck was on the 3rd. This was a side hustle, made $217.37. Got paid again on the 10th, also from my side hustle, $222.41. I got paid on the 11th from my salary, made $1,867.19. I got paid on the 17th, also part of my side hustle. You'll notice I get paid there every week. I made $399.51. Side hustle again. This time it was $122.65. My salary paid a day early because of the holiday, so this was $18.59.13. Also unusual, I got an escrow overage check. It was $13.08.44, which was a pleasant surprise. And I got paid one more time for my side hustle. It's $310.41. So you'll notice my side hustle pays every single week. My salary is bi-weekly. So I am starting the month of January with $6,307.11. I know my fixed expenses for the month are as follows. It's always electricity, water, internet, and I do consider savings to be a fixed expense. We'll come back to that in a bit. The only debt payment I have at the moment is a mortgage. My sinking funds that I contribute to monthly, I do a car maintenance sinking fund, car insurance because I pay that every 6 months, so I try and save some ahead of time, and gifts. This month's going to be different. I know I need to get oil this month, so I will contribute to that as well. And I'll talk more about that in a bit. Variable expenses we are going to add as they get spent. So you'll see here, currently this is just the money I have gotten from income, and we haven't spent anything yet. So my budget, we're going to start with $6,307.11. You'll see down at the bottom here, I'm going to do a proposed amount, and then we'll add up at the end of the month what I've actually spent and compare the two numbers. So this is where I'm actually doing my budgeting. Each column will total how much I have spent, and then it'll tell me how much more I have left to spend, if that makes sense. I estimate this month my electric bill is going to be on the higher side. It's probably going to be around $90. My water bill is probably around $15. Those two do change monthly. Internet is always $49.99, so I budget $50 for it. My mortgage, I budget $23.10, which is just rounding up from what I know the payment is going to be. I am high on gas. I estimate about $200 a month in gas. I'm going to say $250 this month on groceries. $100 in expenses. $100 for eating out. I'll put aside $150 for fun or vacation. Shopping, I'm going to put $200 aside for. Miscellaneous and home improvement, I'm going to do $200. Oil, I'm budgeting higher than I know I'm going to spend. I'm budgeting $800 for this. Let's jump over to our sinking funds. So at this point when I'm making my budget, I do like to look at how much money I still have left in my budget. It's currently at $18.42.11. I will put the money for the sinking funds into those funds today because they are a separate savings account, and we do like to pay ourselves monthly for that. The exception is oil. Oil I am not going to put into a sinking fund, rather I just pay that flat out as it comes. My car insurance is the easiest one to put money aside towards because I take the premium, divide by 6, so right now it's about $110 a month. I am only going to put about $50 into my gift sinking funds. We just got through Christmas. I don't have any major gift holidays or birthdays coming up for a bit, so that is okay for now. And my car maintenance, I'm going to put about $100 into it just because I have the money that I can afford to put there this month. So my sinking fund budget is going to be $206, and my budget amount is going to be the same as what I have actually spent in this case. I'm going to skip savings right now, and I'm just going to jump down to extra mortgage. When I make my budget, my extra mortgage payment is always $0. I will actually spend more in this category if I'm able to at the end of the month, but for budgeting purposes, I budget just what I know my mortgage payment is going to be. Anything extra is a happy surprise. Glancing at how much I have left over to spend, it's about $1,582 at the moment. Then I pay into savings. Savings are critical to put money aside to every month. You want to make sure you are paying yourself first and foremost. So for this month, I feel okay putting $500 into my savings account. And I'm actually going to move that today as well. After doing my budget, you'll see I have $1,082.11 left over. This is a great cushion for me. Sometimes I overspend in certain categories than others, and I like to make sure that I have some wiggle room in case of that. Additionally, I will take whatever is left over at the end of the month, and I will sort of divvy it up to putting more towards savings and more towards an extra principal payment on my mortgage. As we have been adding stuff to our sinking funds and our fixed expenses, you'll notice here the summary has updated as well for those categories, and our chart has updated as well too. Obviously this will change a lot more at the end of the month when we put in all of the rest of our expenses, but for now this is where our monthly budget is, and I feel really good about this month. The next thing I'm going to do is go set up my sinking fund tracker for the year. This is a slightly tricky one to get started, but by the end of the year, as we keep going, it'll be much simpler. actually just going to change this. This is going to be 2025 interest. Okay. All of the boxes in red will calculate automatically. The only box that I have to input by itself is the money I earned in interest in 2025. That was $1.92. The next thing I'm going to do is fill in each of my 3 sinking funds with their balance from 2025. Also, if you want to do more sinking funds than this, you are absolutely welcome to. If you want to just change the names on them, you can change them here and update them over there as well. These are the 3 that I use religiously, so that's what works for me. If something else works for you, by all means, go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with car maintenance. So as of the 1st, I have $2,862.73. And this is my 2025 ending balance. I am also going to add in to car maintenance that we are adding an extra $100 from January. So I'm just going to call it Jan Sinking Fund. We're going to pop over to insurance. My balance at the end of 2025 was $610.86. This was the 2025 ending. And for the month of January, we put another $110 into this. January's insurance. My gift sinking fund balance at the end of 2025 was $291.49, so it's obviously a little lower. We did just have Christmas. And then for today, I put an extra $50 in January sinking fund. I will also update the monthly interest as we go. My goal with the sinking fund tracker is I like this overall total to be the exact same number that is currently sitting in my bank account. The one caveat for that, in order to get them to be the exact same, is I am going to add 2024's interest, because that is in my account but is not currently reflected on this sheet because we have 2025's interest. I am going to add that just to car maintenance so that it's being utilized somewhere. It's $2.04, and I'm just going to make a note that this is 2024 interest. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that money is getting used somewhere, so out of all 3 categories that I have, I feel best using it towards my maintenance. And then I can look and I can see my sinking fund account has $4,029.04, but I can also look and easily see how much money I have to spend from each of my sub-accounts. And the reason I make sure that I list them out separately is that even though the money is stored in one account, I want to make sure I'm not overusing from any one area. So that is going to be it for this month. And if we jump back to some of these yearly sheets, you'll see January's numbers have now added, and you can reflect that in the total. And if we jump to our yearly visuals, those have also started to populate as well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If not, then I look forward to catching back up with you towards the end of January, where we'll fill in our expenses and see how well we did for the month. Good luck with your own financial goals for this year, and Happy New Year!